morning. So today we are going to learn about is comets, asteroids, and meteoroids. The asteroids and meteoroids are remnants of planets, planet blending process in the inner and outer solar system. So the asteroid belt is the home to the rocky bodies ranging in various size, uh, from largest known as Ceres. It is as big as a planet. It can also be categorized as dwarf planet, and or a very minuscule microscopic dust particulates that are dispersed throughout the belt. Now some asteroid travels in the path that crosses the orbit of the earth, now providing opportunity for collisions with planets. Now the rare collisions of the relatively larger objects are there. So those with the diameter greater than that of 1 kilometer diameter with the earth can be very devastating when it hits the earth. So as in the case of asteroid, the impact that is through thought to have been responsible for massive extinctions of species at the end of the Cretaceous period, that is about 65 million years back. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Now you can identify these objects like this is asteroid, this is comet, okay, and this is a meteoroid. Okay, so a comet and an asteroid. A comet and asteroids are referred to by as an astronomical or as a near object of near Earth objects. So comets are icy body or objects, while asteroids are rocky fragments. Okay, so comets and asteroids are remnants of the formation of our solar system, that is about 4.5 billion years ago. Okay, there's a comparison of characteristics of comets and asteroids. The origin, like characteristics like origin, shape, size, range, and diameter, chemical composition, orbit, and orbital period. So, like a Kepler belt or the Urut cloud, okay, comets originate from Kepler belt or Urut cloud, or asteroid originate are main has the main asteroid belts. Asteroids are coming from the main asteroid belts. It is revolving around the sun, and very elongated and a long, it takes a long path to revolve around the sun, just like the planetary system. But it has a different characteristics all by, like the shape can vary from minuscule dust particulates, like comets can vary in spherical shape, or it can be irregular. It can also asteroid being more rocky in material, so it will be ranging from dust particulates to a very large irregular shape of asteroids. The range of the diameter will be like 1 to 10 nucleus only, the comets, and the asteroid will have about 1 to 100 plus nucleus units, that is in kilometers, will be in shape and sizes. Now, chemical composition, comets are basically frozen water, frozen gas, made of ammonia, methane, carbon dioxide, and other organic compound, and carbon containing compound all as well. Whereas asteroids are more like a silicate base, like olivine and pyroxene, iron, nickel are all part of asteroids, like the chemical composition of asteroids. It orbits like comet orbits highly it follows a very elliptical shape of path of revolving around the sun, and whereas asteroid has a more rounded shape rather than having an elliptical shape around the sun. It has a more rounded shape. Orbital period of any comet will range from 75 to several million years or more. Okay, so 75 years, like Halley's comet visit Earth in every 75 years, whereas there are many comets which visit Earth after many million years, and even more. So more rounded materials, like they are about 100 to 1 to 100 asteroids which keep on coming near the Earth and its orbital areas. More commonly, the impacting objects are much smaller, and that which reaches the Earth surfaces as a meteorite. So meteorites are these asteroids, or this remnants which comes to the Earth and it enters the Earth's atmosphere. That is what meteorites are. Now, asteroids observation from the Earth, which have been confirmed by the spacecraft flying around, and indicate that some asteroids are mainly metal. Okay, it is mainly based on metal, like principally iron based. Now, others are stony, and still there are a rich and organic compound resembling to that of a carbonous calidrates meteoroids. Okay, now these asteroids have been visited by spacecraft, are irregular shaped object, and poked marked with the character. Some of them have remained very primitive material from the early days of solar system. The physical characteristics of comet, that is nuclei, are fundamentally different from those of asteroids. The ices are that is ices are their main constituent and predominantly frozen water. But frozen, carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide and methanol and other icicle ices are also present in comets. uh, the cosmic ice balls are laced with rock dust and is rich variety of organic materials or compounds, many of which are collected in tiny grains. Some comets may have more such dirt than that of ice. So comets can be classified according to their orbital period, the time it takes them to revolve around the sun. That is, it can comes in a period of about 75 to 200 years, or even greater than that. And they are called a long period comets. Now these make return appearances less in less time or short period comets, like some kind of appearance to have a distinct sources, like nucleus of a typical long period comet is irregularly shaped and a few kilometer across. So it can have an orbital period of millions of years, and it spends more of its life in an immense distance from the sun. So as much as one fifth of the way of the nearest stars, that is the realm of the Oort cloud, the comet nuclei in the spherical shell are too distance to be visible from the Earth. So the presence of the cloud is presumed from the highly elliptical orbit with asymmetrically close to one in which is it is of about long period comets are observed as approached and then swing around the sun. So their orbits can be inclined in any direction, and hence the in inference with the Oort clouds is spherical. So in contrast to this, the most short period comet, particularly those with the period of about 20 to or less, moves in around prolonged orbit near the planet of the solar system. So the sources is believed to be much nearer than the Kepler belt. So the Kepler belt is the outermost asteroid belt, which lies in the plane of the solar system beyond the orbit of the Neptune. So the comet nuclei in the Kepler belt have been seen from the Earth with a large telescope, and it has been seen that beyond the Kepler belt, there have been some sources of as a comet nucleus traces out the parts of their orbit, which is even close to the sun, as they are warmed through solar heating and begins to shed gases and dust. So as it comes closer to the sun, it starts get heated up and it starts shedding the dust materials from the familiar frizzy looking whenever you see a comet in the sky, you will see there's a long tail and it is shedding a lot of dust particles along its movement. uh, so when Earth's path around the sun intersect with one of these polluted orbits, there is a meteor showers that occurs, and during such an event, nighttime observers can we may see tens of hundreds of so-called shooting stars in the sky, even in per hour. So although many random meteoroids can be observed at the night sky, they occur at a much higher rate during the meteor showers. So even an average day, Earth's atmosphere is bombarded with more than 80 tons of dust grains, mostly asteroids and cometary debris. So now the space through which the planet travels is uh, contain protons and electrons and ions from the abundant element that are streaming towards the sun from the solar winds. Now, occasionally these giant solar flares, short-lived eruptions in the sun surface, express the matter with a high contribution to the interplanetary medium. Now, like comets and asteroids have irregular shapes and varied in sizes, and they both reflect light from the sun at a varying amount depending on the size and the composition. The silicate material, which contains the minerals that contains elements of like silicon, oxygen, at least one metal which is responsible for comet and asteroid to be able to reflect the light. No, comets and asteroids are both orbital in sun, and comet usually comes from a root cloud which is beyond the solar system, and a few distance from Kepler belt, which is just beyond the Neptune orbit. Now, along the period, there's a long period comet comes from Urut cloud, while short period comes from Kepler belt. Okay. Now, the most famous comet of 20th century, only known to a short period comet, is it takes about 75 to 79 years. That is the comet Halley's comet. Okay, the comet Halley to orbit Sun. So the long period comet takes more than 200 to about 100 million years to complete their orbit around the Sun. Now, asteroids originate from main asteroid belt, that is between Mars and Jupiter, and this belt is authorized by this is identified by the scientists to be the remnant of a planet that did not completely formed in planetary formation. So like we have known that how planet have consolidated and started rotating, and they got consolidated, but this asteroid in that process did not complete the entire process of becoming a planet. So the orbit of an asteroid is more rounded and less elliptical than the orbit of a comet. So the asteroid, that is Ceres, that's the biggest asteroid in the asteroid belt, was discovered in 1801. That was by Gopsi Pazzi, and it is the largest asteroid in our solar system. So asteroids are made of rock, ice, carbon, silicate, and different materials. Asteroids are also minor planets or planetoids. Okay, just hold on. Okay. So now, if you see in this comparison, the term meteoroid is usually served from the chunk of matter that are approximately the size of a house, or some more meters across the uh, field, or even it can also even be smaller than that. Mm, so when you compare, meteorites are to be believed mostly fragmented from asteroids and comets, and are placed with them. So in category of solar system, that objects known as a smaller bodies, a few meteoroids also have come from parts of moon, Mars, and even possibly Mercury, and smaller meteoroids like have those less than a few hundred meters across in size, are also there's an about a size of a period, seen that uh, they are interplanetary dust particulates and are micrometers. Okay, but the term meteoroid and meteor are sometimes interchanging and is commonly used. So meteor is particularly is often applied to the meteoroid that is hurtling through the space to an indecent period, and in atmosphere, or as an object that it hits the ground, and man-made objects. So like for example, um, at least a case that is found in here is that if you go see an aerial image of USA, Arizona desert, you will find a meteor crater big enough, large enough for several kilometers across. Now, this meteor that is, Winslow, Arizona region has a very clear image of meteor hitting the Earth, which could have been one of the reasons of mass extinction during Cretaceous period. Now, the basic feature of meteor is only is any you can see it in the clear night sky when it is entering the Earth's atmosphere. You can just see it through your naked eyes. Okay. uh, like quite often, as glowing meteor strikes through the sky and varies in brightness. Now it appears to emit sparks as flares, and sometimes leaves a luminous trail that lingers after night that has ended. Now usually luminous meteors are termed as fireballs, or uh, bodiless, or later termed as it can be termed as meteoroids that can explode into the sky. Now when meteoroids rate increases significantly above a normal phenomena, we call it meteor showers. Okay. Now meteors that do not appear to belong to uh, have a slower are called sporadic meteors, and are result of high velocity collision of meteoroid with the Earth's atmosphere. So typically, no visible meteor is produced by an object the size of a grain of sand, and may start at an altitude of about 100 kilometers or higher. So meteor smaller than about 5 micrograms uh, are too faint to be even seen by naked eyes, but are observed by but can you can observe it through binoculars or telescope. They can also be detected by radar. Okay. And the brighter meteor ranging in like brilliance from Venus, and greater than that of a moon, and are of less common in nature when we come across. So as meteoroids are traveling in the interplanetary space near the Earth, their velocity relative to the Earth's range you know forms a few kilometer per second, up to as high as 75 kilometer per second. So as they are drawn closer to the planet, they keep accelerating its speed to yet have a higher velocity by the Earth's gravitational field. So the maximum velocity with which a meteoroid can enter our atmosphere is equal to the Earth's escape velocity, and even the velocity of the kinetic energy of a meteoroid of a given mass is always 50 times more it produces, and then therefore its equal weight. Okay, just hold on. Okay, so now you understood what is the difference between asteroid and meteoroids, right? So let's go further. Now, comets. Now, let's try to understand a little bit more in detail about comets. Comet comes from the region of space that is very far from the heat and radiation of the sun. So, comets are made of frozen matter, while asteroids are, rocky fragments. Now comets and has a tail. Okay, so there's a very small nuclei. Okay, and it has a long elongated tail. So it whenever a comet is moving, in a path, it has a very small nuclei. The chroma means the light around it is larger than that of a nuclei. And uh, the direction of the comet is always towards the sun, so it moves in a very elongated elliptical part around the sun. So this is the image which it this shows that the comet is moving. So when this is moving in this direction, okay, and this is the direction of the solar wind, means there is a sun somewhere here. So the solar wind is deflecting certain dust particulates, gas, that is ion tail here, and the dust tail in this region. Okay, just a minute. Yeah. Just hold on. Okay, okay, so you got it. This tail is comprised of dust particulates, so dust tail. And when it is moving towards sun, so it is against the direction of the solar wind. So this is a gas ion tail which it forms. So there is almost like a two pronged tail which it forms by the movement of the comet. Okay. Comets are usually dark and invisible. So when a comet is near Earth, near the sun, okay, it becomes visible because of the tail it forms because of the sun. So when it is away from the sun, it does not make these dust tails. When it is coming close to the solar heat and flare, it starts forming the tail of dust and iron particulates. Okay, so this is how it looks like a burning ball of fire, which is coming towards your Earth. Now, the main so here again in this image, to be very clear, this is an asteroid belt, and then we have Jupiter. On the track of the Jupiter, we have Trojan asteroids. They are traveling. They are also remnants of the planets that they were some they could not complete formation. So they are on the path on the rotation path of Jupiter. So they move along the sun here, and sometimes they are also change its path due to the mm, sometimes because they are not all in same plane. So when they are in a different plane and angular shape, so sometimes they all might cross the path of Earth close to the Earth, and because of the gravitational of the pull of the Earth, it can come across the Earth's atmosphere. But because Jupiter is quite a large planet with a very heavy gravitational pull, it protects the Earth from such meteoroid attacks. Now, the Kepler belt or the Oort cloud is that this is a Kepler belt. Okay, then this is an Oort cloud. So the after here that you have Uranus, Saturn, and Neptune, which goes, this is a Oort cloud, which is very minuscule dust particulates, which forms a cloud like say shape, and capillary belt, full of varied shape of asteroids. And Oort cloud is again finer particulates. Okay, now meteoroids, meteoroids, meteor and meteorites, they are all different. Okay, now meteoroid usually are burned up and when it enters the earth atmosphere. Meteor is a light phenomena or a streak of light that occurs when a meteor burn up in the while it is entering the earth atmosphere. When a fragment of meteoroid survives and make it to the ground, this like a space rock fragment is called a meteorite. Okay, so these three terms have a three different meaning. Now, meteor showers is a light phenomena caused by the fragment left by the comet as they orbit the sun, and when the Earth orbits the sun and passes through a comet fragment, uh, a streak of light is uh, produced while it is entering the Earth's atmosphere. The types of meteoroids, there are stony meteoroids. A most common type is stony meteoroids. Then are generally composed of approximately about 70 to 90% of silicon based minerals and 20 to 25% nickel and iron alloy and trace amount of iron sulfide. Then you have stony iron meteorite. Like stony iron meteorite contains approximately even amount of silicate and nickel alloy. Then you have iron meteorites. Most iron meteorites originate in the core of the large asteroid and are composed mostly and entirely of nickel iron alloy, which is also a primary component of the Earth's core. Okay. Now they are all they keep entering the earth atmosphere threatening the life forms, and they all have different meaning, different characteristics, chemical compositions, and uh, effect on the earth, and so it behaves in the solar system. Okay, this is all for this chapter, comet, asteroids and meteoroids. Have a nice day.